No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was well, not like that, but like I knew he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth.
For us to talk through the situation, Diana, what's up? How are you?
What's up, guys? I told your producer that I want to be introduced now. I don't want to be insider. I don't want to be Scoop City podcast host. I just want to be MILF. Just straight up MILF. That's what I'm going for.
What the hell?
Oh, man, when I saw this one hit my timeline, I said to myself, how did I miss this one? Okay, we're a couple of days late, but if I haven't seen it, neither have you, all right? Sportscaster gets fired after cheating on her husband, allegedly. Now, the people that we're going to go over right here is a young lady that is a journalist, a reporter for The Athletic. The Athletic is owned by New York Times, just for context, okay? But recently, there were 4K pictures that were uploaded to the internet of this sportscaster who goes by the name of Diana Ruzzini in a hot tub at an adults-only resort with the head coach of the New England Patriots, man by the name of Mike Vrabel. Now, Mike Vrabel just signed a $50 million contract with the New England Patriots in 2025. And now out here, he's shitting where he eats and is risking it all because he's letting his little head talk to his big head. However, we will focus on him as well because there's lessons to be learned for the young men that follow this channel. But we're also going to obviously focus on her because she is married, okay? Actually, Mike Vrabel's married as well, but she's married, okay? And she's been out here on these podcast streets outwardly disrespecting her husband now in sort of this Ghislaine Akash-esque Jada Sith Lord Pinkett Smith fashion. So we're going to go over a couple of those clips right now. And it's just so absurd, too, because it's so hard to make these 304s happy at the end of the day. Her husband is one of the CEOs and executives of Shake Shack, multi-billion-dollar food organization. Nevertheless, let's get in there, let's diagnose, let's go over the stories, and let's see what we can learn without further ado.
Diana, we want to give you one more chance to address this. It happened earlier in our program today. For those of you who weren't watching, Diana Ruzzini said this.
And I think we all do weird things when we're in love, and we overshare and overpost. And look, he's married. He's getting married to a beautiful actress. I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about him. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
Now, this doesn't seem nice. We have put together photos of Diana's husband here for everyone to see so you can make some amends on national television.
It is so insane to me to watch all of these men kiki and laugh at this woman saying this about her husband. Flip over the genders. Would any chicks be laughing if a guy said this about his wife? Absolutely not. By the way, they're relatively on the same attraction scale. So for her to say that publicly, what is you doing, baby?
Television.
We're average together. And you know what the worst part is? He sent me a text during that segment, not watching because he actually works for a living. And he said, good luck today. Be great on Get Up. So the guy's got a heart of gold. And
oh, okay, yeah. Continue to stoke the flame and antagonize the man. That makes sense.
Here I am on national TV killing him. Look, we're average together, but he makes me above average because he married me. So
for us to talk through the situation, Diana, what's up? How are you?
What's up, guys? I told your producer that I want to be introduced now. I don't want to be insider. I don't want to be Scoop City podcast host. I just want to be MILF. Just straight up MILF. That's what I'm going for.
What the hell?
that is such a...
Trying. I am trying out here. It is hard in the streets, guys, to keep up. But
if you start calling yourself MILF, you're going to get a lot of followers.
No, I'm so not a MILF, but like, look, I used to be like, I never want to be that. I'm leaning into it now. I'm like, all right, let's just do it. Forget it.
For us, her mouth is wild and her lips are loose. One of the tall tale signs that the man is currently not in control of that household, or that the marriage is shit and probably quickly heading for divorce. Let's see what else that we have.
They have a Super Bowl.
No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was well, not like that, but like I knew he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth.
Absolutely abhorrent work. Diana Ruzzini's husband waiting in the car while she You know, not my boy Tiger. Damn, son. My man Tiger has had a hell of a ride. No pun intended. Mike Vrabel, Indiana Ruzzini's DM. So we'll go through more of the Mike Vrabel side of the situation. But just the way that she acknowledges or talks about this man in public means to me, you know, he should be able to see the writings on the wall. Her husband should be able to go to a lawyer, start to get them divorce papers signed, ratified, right? Whatever he got to do, right? He need to get a lawyer like yesterday. This is just sad. Her behavior belongs in the trash can and the dumpster, but it's just also odd to watch people laugh at this behavior as if it is normal. Now, before we get to the vacation photos, they actually had a public interview together, okay? Let's watch and let's see if we could pick up any of the signs.
All right, well, this was the most serious conversation I think I've ever had with you in 10 years.
Well, you started talking about things and then
No,
I go
it's
into coach
good.
speak.
No, so
I veer off into coach
No,
speak.
it was a little coach speaking, but it's all fair, and I can see, and I think people listening and watching you understand what you're trying to build. So.
Oh my God, can you guys hear that? I can hear the viscous. You guys hear that? That's the insides getting moist and wet.
We got to have a little fun, so I figured we'd do 50 seconds for your 50th.
50 seconds for my 50th.
Right? There's no way.
I don't think I'll be able to get through this in
us.
50 seconds.
Words are not our problems ever. In fact, I think we both probably talk a little too much, but we can do it. Start the clock. There's no clock.
No, good.
There's no
I was
clock.
like, I'm looking for the clock.
Just pretend.
Look at this chick.
You probably have one
You're
naturally.
married!
You know, as a coach. Can
50
I borrow
seconds.
your whistle?
No,
Please?
50
Dog,
seconds.
she's
No,
doing
50
this on
Just for
camera.
every time a new question.
No one wants to see
that
this
actually
thing.
is kind of nasty. That is nasty.
Oh, wow. Can I borrow your whistle? Is that nasty? Well, it's not as nasty as what you guys have been doing behind closed doors, allegedly, okay? Now, while I am getting on her case, Mike is married as well, but we can tell from the dynamic of the situation, she's forcing this, okay? She's doing the overt flirting, right? And he's probably thinking to himself, calm down, woman, like, what you doing? Why are you so open? We're in front of a camera. Stop it. Chill. Relax. But look at this. Look at the body language, the laughing. All right, her switching her legs because the viscous innards are starting to stick her left leg to her right leg, so she's got to readjust real quick, all right? It's just so much different. He's barely even looking at her as well. Now let's go through some of these leaked photos, okay? Now, if I was to guess, I would say that this is probably a private investigator hired on her husband's behalf, okay? And I say that because he's a man of means, right? Again, he is an executive over there at Shake Shack. He got money. He don't got Mike Vrabel money, but he got money, okay? Breaking, NFL reporter Diana Ruzzini is reportedly under internal review by her company, The Athletic, regarding her relationship with Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel. Diana Ruzzini has been sidelined pending the outcome. Now, let me also address this as well. Stories like this will continue to set back women 50 to 100 years back into the past. Why is it that I say this? Well, when they attain high ranks, high position, is the thought that comes up into people's mind is, was this due to merit or was this due to what she looks like or what she's doing to the eggplant of the people up on top? Shout out to Joy Taylor. Allegedly, when you are in a position where you are judged by the strength of your reporting, the scoops that you can get that no other organization can get, right? Like it's a race, it's a speed to market thing. The faster that you can get accurate information, the better for you as well as your position. Now, if you're getting so close to the action, but you're doing so because you're sitting on the eggplant of one of the most important people within an organization that you are reporting on, well, there could be a conflict of damn interest there. Now, one of the other issues with this, and I'm sure that the New York Times has an issue with, or I guess better yet, The Athletic, is journalistic integrity. As a journalist, you're supposed to be objective. How can you be objective in the way that you report when you have a personal relationship with the person that you're reporting about? Now, while they are both married and both pieces of shit, if they are cheating, most of the onus is going to be put on the journalist because it's more incumbent on her to be objective for the line of work that she is in. Now, this is at an adults-only resort in Arizona. Let's see if there's... Oh, copyright. Hold on. Let me turn that music off. Okay. So it's just more pictures of them. Okay. All right. Now, Skip Bayless had some thoughts. Let's listen.
I don't know what's going on exactly between, as Akib points out, between Diana and Coach Vrabel. It's not a good look. I'm going to talk quickly about something no one ever talks about, and it's the game within the game. It's the deal that gets made, the unwritten, unsaid deal between the reporter / in my case, columnist, and the star player, or any player for that matter, keeps going to say to me basically between the lines, I'll be available for you 24/7. You can text me anytime, call me anytime, I'll return your call. I'm going to give you great quotes. Every once in a while, off the record, I'm going to give you little scoops, maybe not bombshells, but little scoops about what's really going on inside this football team. The deal we're going to make is, in return, I want your protection, where you don't write that negatively about me. If I have a bad game, you kind of gloss over that. If I misbehave a little bit off the field and I get tripped up in something, you're not going to try to run me out of town.
You rub
over
each other's
that.
backs.
In my early days, I have seen several female reporters have something with an athlete or a coach and cross the line. And early on, it outraged me because you're selling out. These women started getting scoops, like big scoops, because of their relationships inside a team. Similarly, I have seen male reporters / columnists become friends with players and coaches to the point that they socialize. And that would outrage me also, because I'm like, I'm not going to cross that line, because I'm going to remain completely objective, because if you do mess up on the field or off the field, I'm going to say so. You know, to Diana's point, she's very good at what she does professionally. She's very good. And ironically, and maybe fittingly, she has been out front in reporting on A.J. Brown's issues in Philadelphia. And then if you want to put 2 + 2 together, is he bound for New England at some point with Coach Vrabel? Okay. You know, was she encouraged inside? I'm just throwing out, these are the things that those pictures, these are the questions that they're going to raise.
Absolutely.
Right?
Now, Shannon Sharpe addressed it as well. And I thought, in consideration of allegations against him, the way that he chose to handle this was hilarious. Let's watch.
Y'all better talk about Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. We not. Man, we don't do the tabloid. What y'all want us to say?
what happened?
What?
Tell me what y'all want us to say. Nothing. You read about it tomorrow. I'm about to block everybody. Y'all mention Rossini or Vrabel.
You about to block them?
If we put it together, no. We not talking that. I don't care nothing about that. No, we don't know what those services are.
I see it now.
You see it now.
Man,
What's crazy about this is that they legitimately talked about Ume Udoka and his situation for weeks on end, right? But that was before Shannon's situation. I think Shannon has a lot more, he's given a lot more leadway after his situation. Like, he knows what it felt like when the media was on him due to similar type allegations.
Them grown people.
Hey, them grown people.
Man, come on, I thought something. You got me thinking
Shannon
something
like,
serious
nah, I'm
happened.
good, baby.
No, ain't nothing serious happening.
Ain't nothing serious. Yeah. It's crazy how a media storm or two will change your behavior or your thoughts on how to handle something like this.
I actually feel bad for all the really talented women out there that are insiders in various sports and just work in broadcasting in sports, because Diana Rossini sets that back a million years, because it just confirms what a lot of guys already think. Oh, I know, she got that job, you know, that type of thing. So all the other really talented women in sports broadcasting, you know, they got set back by this through no fault of their own. The next time Diana Rossini reports a story, I know what I'm thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know what everybody's thinking. Wonder how she got that story. Like, she's done herself great damage. And I'd love to hear from, you know, like the Kay Adams of the world. I'd like to hear from Hannah Storm today.
Right.
Yeah, I want to hear from
a long time.
other really talented Andrea Kramer.
Linda Cohn.
I'm not a big Mina Kimes fan, but I want to hear from Mina Kimes on this.
Right.
My gut is that they're livid about this.
Have to be.
Because this story represents everything they fought against, right? Like, I got the job on merit. I know my stuff.
Fantastic take. And I think that his take summarizes some of the points and positions that I made previous to this as well. So that leaves us with Diana's official resignation letter to The Athletic. This was posted on her Twitter right now to the tune of 15 million views. Let me zoom this in so we can see this a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Now, obviously, if there wasn't talks of the seriousness of the situation or her potentially being let go or fired from The Athletic, she would never have written this, right? So she ruined her own career. Please accept this letter as my resignation from The Athletic, effective immediately. I've come to the decision with deep sadness, but with clarity about what is right for me, my family, and the work I've spent my career building. You and I have publicly addressed the recent attacks against me, and I have nothing to add publicly to what we have said. I've covered the NFL with professionalism and dedication throughout my career, and I stand behind every story I have ever published. When the Page 6 item first appeared, The Athletic supported me unequivocally, expressed confidence in my work and pride in my journalism. For that, I am grateful. In the days that followed, though, unfortunately, commentators and various media have engaged in self-feeding speculation that is simply unmoored from the facts. It's crazy how they always seem to victimize themselves in the resignations later. Isn't that funny? Moreover, this media frenzy is hurling forward without regard for the review process The Athletic is trying to complete. It continues to escalate, fueled by repeated leaks, and have no interest in submitting to a public inquiry that has already caused me far more damage than I am willing to accept. What's interesting about this is that that's what her job is to step outside of the official review committees and boards and to report on what it is that's happening. So she's complaining about a system that she's currently in. Rather than allowing this to continue, I have decided to step aside for now, before my current contract expires on June 30th. I do so not because I accept the narrative that has been constructed around this episode, but because I refuse to lend it further oxygen or to let it define me or my career. It's going to define it whether or not you resign or not, ma'am. Over a career spanning more than 15 years in sports journalism at NBC, ESPN, and The Athletic, I have built a body of work. I am proud of it. I have broken stories and earned the trust of sources across the league and been guided by the highest standards of professional conduct. That record speaks for itself. And here's the thing. This might be very true. She's probably done incredible work. But this just goes to show you that a moment of indiscretion, your lapse of judgment within ethics within a situation, can attempt to remove all of that, or at least put it up to question. Because now the thought is that if she had the capability to do this right now while married, allegedly, then why do I not think that she has not done this previously? Okay? I remain grateful to The Athletic for the extraordinary colleagues with whom I have worked with there for their platform it provided and the support you showed me during this difficult time. I wish you nothing but continued success. Now, I'm sure you guys are all asking, well, what does this leave Mike Vrabel, the head coach, right? She's getting fired out here, but is he going to have to answer to some of this? I mean, he is married, right? I found this article from The Sun. You know, if it's coming from The Sun, Lord knows how legitimate that it actually is. But it's essentially saying that an insider told the reporter here at The Sun that they're looking for answers, okay? They're saying that they will want answers about the coach's saga with Diana Russini. So for this, I'm not even sure what this means. I don't even know if the Patriots would, question or even try to get rid of him because he cheated on his wife. Lord knows. Maybe they take a look at some of the stories that the Diana chick has reported on to see if it in any way implicated the organization, right? Like, it's like, whoa, what does she know? Is this man engaging in pillow talk? I'm sure there's going to be some type of audit, but we're going to have to wait and see to what comes out of it. Nevertheless, man, I knew something. The feng shui just wasn't really what it needed to be. I got to get the birch cherry flavor going. You heard? Okay. Much, much better. Long story short, guys, be very careful that you don't shit where you eat, okay? Understanding the particular implications and how it could be seen, whether or not you had good intentions or even a great storied career, right, of what it is that you particularly do. If you do not follow the rules, right, it can all come into question. And if it comes into question, you can have years of your successes effectively deleted, and your career could be over. Also, I want to hear from the MTRers. I want to hear from the ladies that's down up in there. What do y'all think when you find out stories like this, where it seemingly comes out that her merit is put into question now that knowing that she has a personal alleged eggplant relationship with someone of stature, position, and power? But drop them questions, comments, concerns down up in the comment box down below. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Stay safe out there. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. Until next time, peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share. share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.